Trolls. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right, thanks for the scuff a little bit there. Maybe I should just re-end. I don't know. It's fine. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic we are going to talk about is Tesla Model Y inventory. Tesla Model Y inventory. We got a tweet from our friend Troy Teslike in which there is a ton of production coming this quarter. We've been talking about it for a little bit. We know what the stats are, but he is predicting a certain amount of Tesla Model Ys that are actually coming to this quarter. And so we'll take a look at this big number and what it actually is. And of course, we'll take a look at the inventory sites as well to see if there's anything going on. And there's also a new data chart from Matt Jung, our friend on, our Tesla friend, that compares all the different models against each other. So it's definitely a pretty interesting stuff. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And thank you to everybody for jumping in and bearing with me for that beginning there where it was a little bit scuffed. Pink mic, shout out to the pink mic. We're gonna roll through it, that's for sure. So let us jump right into this. So shout out to Troy Teslike. He posted his delivery estimate prediction for this quarter, and his estimate is 430,000 units for Tesla worldwide that they're going to deliver this quarter. And of course the analyst consensus is 427,000. But if we dive into the reports here, dive into the metrics, we can see that there's a good amount of Tesla Model Ys from the Fremont factory that he's predicting this quarter at almost 56,000 units. But what really stuck out to me here, was very interesting to me, is there's a big number on here that is not coming from Fremont, and that big number right there is Tesla Model Y, the Texas factory, at 62,650 units. So that's a pretty big number, right? I mean, that's more than Tesla Fremont factory and the Fremont Model Y production. And so now we know why. Now we know why Tesla just keeps dumping these Model Y all-wheel drives and standard ranges into inventory, waiting for them to sell ASAP. And that's super interesting, I would say. Like, that is a good amount of volume. That's crazy in how many they can produce. And so this is just the quarter one. You can see down to quarter two, it's going to ramp up to almost 70,000 units. Then quarter three, 80,000 units. And then quarter four, 90,000 units as well. So crazy stuff, big numbers. That's like really surpassing Fremont as well. But the question is, like, is it only going to be Model Y all-wheel drive standard range that comes out of that factory? Or is it going to be long range and other things like that? And so taking a look at Waiting for Tesla, our favorite site to see like all the different available vehicles out there, it's starting to trend down a little bit. Model Ys are starting to sell, and also Model 3 standard ranges. I think yesterday there was like 150 or so Model 3 standard ranges, but now it seems to ramp back up to like 200. But looking at the Model Y, we've got it's a little less, 73 Model Ys available for sale. And if we go to the actual see like what the different trims are, you can see there's only 6 long ranges available sale, but almost 67 Model Y standard ranges. So definitely a crazy amount of inventory being sold. And so, like, let me know what your thoughts are. What are your estimated delivery dates still within range? Are they getting pushed out, or are you actually getting text messages to take delivery ASAP? Is there that like end of month rush that we usually feel that's going on? I reached out to like all my Tesla contacts and all the Tesla advisors to see if there's any sort of deals, any sort of anything that they're trying to push or promote. And unfortunately, it does not seem to be the case. The only thing that they bring up is, of course, this $7,500 tax credit that's eligible to the end of the month or maybe early March, and there's of course certain restrictions or guidelines on that. And then of course there's the California CVRP program, which also has its own guidelines, restrictions on that as well. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. I mean, of course these are predictions and speculations at this point, but Troy Teslike is usually pretty spot on, that's for sure. And shout out to Troy Teslike for putting these numbers out there, these prediction numbers. And also I did want to highlight shout out to mattjung.net, always creating these amazing Tesla inventory sites. You can see right here he's added a new section to the website where he can see, or we can see, compared and contrast all the different models out there, the Model 3, the Model Y, S, and X, and inventory levels compared to all of them. And so you can see Model Y is always, been at the lowest. It's been at the lowest inventory levels for a while. Then it goes to Model 3 at 165, then goes to Model S at 383, and then of course the big mammoth Model X at almost 500 units available for sale, or at least 500 units posted onto the website. I mean, we know Tesla does manipulate inventory on their website, doesn't show all vehicles actually available, and so definitely some pretty interesting stuff. So thanks for jumping in, thanks for jumping on the stream. Let me know what your thoughts on this are. Do you think Tesla is going to ramp up this quickly? Are your orders being fulfilled, or are you getting pushed to Q2, Q3? We did a poll on the channel just to see where people are at and like what type of, what's going on in terms of what's your estimated delivery dates. And it seems like, so we asked it, a day ago, what is your estimated delivery date? What's your EDD? And 28% said March through April, 20%, 11% said April to May. So it seems like some people are getting pushed, and also February to 20. So end of the month now at a 20% as well. But actually, well, that's interesting. 6% said May through June of 2023. So that's like well into the second quarter there. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff, that's for sure. But thanks for watching this video so far. We're going to jump into our next topic. We probably won't be able to stream for too long today. So, but if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on your Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits if you join the Patreon link, including scheduling a call with me. And after you join the Patreon link, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including a couple of credit unions on that list that have interest rates as low as 2.5% to 3.2%, all the way to 4% from 60 to 80 months. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Link down below in the description, the Patreon link. All right, I forgot my water. Whoops. But thanks for joining in, everyone. A little bit scuffed there in the beginning, but Model Y production is starting to ramp up, that's for sure. It's definitely a pretty interesting time coming for Tesla until we get into this end of February, and then maybe even March, which is always a crazy time with the end of the quarter. But at the same time, there's the end of the quarter sale, or end of quarter push, so we should certainly see what should be going on then. So, but we're gonna jump into our next topic. So let's see, let me queue up some of the screens here. So welcome back to the stream, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into our next topic about the Model 3 project Highland. And what's crazy with this next spotted picture, or was seen out in the wild, it seems like it's been out in the wild testing, is there's something that we were able to piece from this that we haven't seen before, and it looks pretty nice. And what this new feature is, or new accessory of it, is the new rims of the Tesla Model 3 project Highland. So we'll take a look at it, that's for it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on your Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. So shout out to Kilowatts on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube as well. A very avid Tesla news promoter, and Tesla hacker as well, I would say. And he was able to find some spy shots, or maybe he was out and about, it looks like the Bay Area, of a Model 3 that's super wrapped up. And we can only assume that this is the new project Highland, because look how much of this bumper is actually covered. Like the headlights are covered, hood, everything, the bumper, everything. But what's really stuck out to me are these new rims. I don't think I've ever seen these rims before. at all. It kind of looks like the current Model 3 rims, just like slightly tilted, kind of like Model X rims. And you can see like the what matte gray or matte black, so definitely a very sportier style. And then so we actually found this tweet from Drive Tesla, shout out to them, that they actually was, I guess, speculating about these matte black rims a while ago. It's like the 18-inch rims that are current, like the current wheels, but then they go a little bit more out of the center like the other ones. So I wanted to see what the previous generation or the current generation is, and it kind of does, right? It's like almost like the same color paint as well. So right here on the right side is what's the current 18-inch rim under these covers. And so the question is Tesla going to put covers on these? Most likely they are, but I really like the design of these. You can, another fun fact is, or another thing people spot out is like, look how like badly curved, what are these badly curved these rims are, which is like pretty insane and pretty funny. But definitely some pretty crazy stuff. Like another Project Highland Model 3 quote unquote Project Highland has been spotted now, and definitely pretty exciting because this could be, we don't know when this could be actually coming out. I mean, people have speculated, or Reuters has said that the new Model 3 is coming out in September of this year, at least in Tesla China. And so we don't know if it's actually going to be a Tesla China simultaneous release with the US, or would it be a little bit later than the China market, and then US would be like, maybe, if I had to guess, probably Q4 or maybe even the first of the new year, but we have no idea at this point. So let me know what your thoughts on these new rims are. I'm starting to get slightly excited as well from this new Project Highlands coming out. And like if you're buying a Model 3 now, like this could be on the back of your mind because there could be a new refresh Model 3 coming out, but at the end of the day you can always get it on the next one. They do say you shouldn't really buy the first year generation of any vehicle first. You want to kind of let it roll out, let it get through the paces and the whatever it's got issues with, and then you get the second year because then it's smoothed over and really good to go. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the description, or even down below in the comments or in the chat. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can check out the channel, or you can support the channel. So definitely check it out. All right, we're of course going to get into the live stream. We're going to get into the live comments. And because that's that's the benefit of these live streams, that we answer. You guys can ask anything you want in the chat and we'll get to it at a certain point, and I try and answer almost every of them. But we're just going to run through these next few comments because we don't have too long for this live stream today. I probably do have to sign off in about 20 minutes, give or take. So if you've got any questions, put it in the live chat because we will speed run through all of those as well. But let's get into our next topic here. So welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to quickly, there was a new EV, there was a new EV that was just announced yesterday. At least the pricing of it was announced. And so we're going to take a look at this tweet and where it compares apples to oranges on these two vehicles versus this vehicle or this EV versus the Model 3. And we're going to see like, how does it actually stack up? I know what probably a lot of your answers, a lot of people watching, what your answer is going to be about like whether this vehicle is worth it or not, but we will take a look at it, that's for sure. And we're just going to talk about it because even though I am a Tesla fan, at the end of the day I love buying my Teslas, we always got to take a look at what's out there, see what the competition is bringing, and it's because that's going to put more pressure on Tesla to bring a better deal out there, a better vehicle that's lower priced, and so that competition is good at the end of the day. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. So shout out to Andrew Lambrich. Sorry if I butchered that, on Twitter. He was able to get down to the nitty gritty and compare the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, which is the inexpensive, most cheapest Tesla that there is right now, versus the brand new just released pricing 2023 Ioniq 6 standard range electric vehicle. So you got the 2023 Model 3 rear-wheel drive right now, price starts at 42,990. Of course, the disclaimer there is that's the price today, right? So Tesla could raise or lower that at any moment here. And of course, it comes with potentially a $7,500 tax credit if you take delivery today and not in March. But we also don't know what's going to happen in March, right? It could change, it could get delayed. IRS could delay these guidelines, and all Tesla Model 3s and Model Ys would still qualify for this $7,500 tax credit, but we have no idea at the moment. But comparing the Model 3 versus pricing versus the Ioniq at 41,600, you can see there is, the Ioniq at retail price does have a slight edge. We can do exact math here, and it's a 1,300 or 1,309 difference between the Model 3 and the Hyundai Ioniq 6. But the one thing there is, of course, the Hyundai Ioniq 6 does not qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. We know that's for a fact because it's not produced in the US, and it also doesn't have the correct battery minerals as well currently. And so if you were to compare it that way, then of course the Model 3 is a strong winner, especially if you can get the $7,500 tax credit. Rolling down to some of the other features, like Tesla Model 3 wheel-wheel drive, 283 horsepower versus Hyundai Ioniq 149 horsepower. I mean, is that even a question there? That's like literally half the power there. So no, we'll just say, Tesla Model 3 100% wins in that category. Going to the mile range, we got Tesla Model 3 at 272 mile range versus Hyundai Ioniq's 240 mile range. So it seems like the Model 3 wins in this category as well. But we also have to see what real world testing brings from this. Like, can the Hyundai Ioniq actually do 240? Can the Model 3 actually do 272? I bet if we were to go look at that, we would actually see what those actual stats are. So maybe like not as we won't put as too much weight on that. It's probably maybe closer to the same for both, but we also don't know. And then Model 3 for the charging is at 170 kilowatts for DC fast charging, and the Hyundai Ioniq brings a staggering 350 DC fast charging kilowatts. So if you don't understand what those numbers mean, that's the charging rate of how fast you can charge these vehicles. But at the end of the day, like 170 kilowatts is still pretty fast. I mean, to go from 20 to 80%, that's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes, and to go for a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, you might save yourself 5 to 10 minutes if you can go to a reliable DC fast charging that will charge consistently at 350 kilowatts, where spoiler alert, if you go to Electrify America chargers or some other brand chargers, you might not actually get 350 kilowatts speed out of that. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Like, let me know what your vote is. Of course, I probably know what a lot of your votes is on this versus which vehicle you think is the better deal. And in my opinion, because it is so hard to get a Hyundai product or Hyundai vehicle without paying some sort of markup for a while, but we could be going into a climate where Hyundai Ioniq 6s might be discounted, or maybe in the Hyundai Ioniq 5 might get discounted. So it'd be definitely some pretty interesting stuff, because then if it's discounted 5-10%, it might be compelling at that point. But I still have other things. And then what if the Tesla supercharging network becomes more reliable and opened up, and people can actually other EVs can actually charge their reliability? That could change the equation, and that's for sure for all these other non-electric vehicles out there. But let me know your thoughts on that. We're going to jump into some of the comments and some of the questions on some of the live streams. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including a couple credit unions on that list that have interest rates as low as 2.5% to 3.2% to 4% from 60 to 80 months. So definitely check it out if you're interested, and thank you for supporting the channel. All right, thanks for joining in, everyone. If you're just joining in, thank you. Thank you for jumping onto today's stream. The production numbers have been released by Troy Teslike, and he is predicting 63,000 Tesla Model Ys from the Texas Fremont factory, Giga Austin, which is pretty massive. That's a lot of Model Ys coming out, that's for sure. That's definitely more than Tesla Fremont factory. So definitely pretty interesting, that stuff, for that's for sure. All right, let's jump into some comments. Thank you everybody for joining up earlier, or joining in early and helping me about the sound. It was we're on a travel setup right now, so I had to unplug the mic and then plug it back in. So thank you, thank you everybody here that helping me out. That's for sure. Oh man, no, appreciate all of you. That's for sure. I'm just kind of clicking through all these to help out. Thank you, thank you. He's got on the thinking face to figure out why it's not working. Yeah. Anticipation, hotel room setup. Yeah, it was the stream for the lip readers. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome. Thanks, Caleb. Thanks for hooking me up on the intro. Do you believe that a large production spurge will cause price drops? I don't think so. It seems like Tesla is handling the production, or handling the increase in production pretty well. Because if we take a look at inventory charts from matchyoung.net, anytime vehicles come into stock, they slowly start to sell pretty quickly. I mean, we do have some, you know, in economic factors right now with the tax credit that potentially could be ending in March, so maybe that's kind of pushing this rush to sell vehicles. But I think it's you know, Tesla's got a good balance right now between production and the price of all that stuff. Due to get my Model Y performance in the 20th of March, placement order February 10th. Has anyone else ordered Tesla in January or February? Yeah, there's a ton of people, that's for sure. I mean, it seems like estimated delivery dates are getting pushed all over the place, that's for sure. I think the Austin Model Y standard range with the 4680 BEC is only capable of the lower 269 mile range right now. Monroe live chart on the Model Y 4680 seem to indicate that no more cells could fit into that pack. And also, but I mean, there's also word that the Model Y standard range is software limited as well to get that 269 mile range. So what if there is a, you know, chance in the future where they allow you to unlock that with extra mile range? That would be pretty nice, right? And so, like, how much would that be worth to you? $1,000-$2,000 to go to 300 miles as they start to release more testing on that. I think some people are waiting for the hardware 4.0 to be available before they purchase their Tesla. Yeah, for sure. I mean, essentially there could be a lot of Model S and Model X owners that are, or buyers that are waiting to do that. But you know, at the same time, a lot of people just want a good deal, right? When are you due to receive yours? We've got one already, but I don't have any orders in the queue at the moment. But I love asking the Tesla reps to see if there's any discounts on them, because I want to see, you know, what's the temperature. And it seems like there is nothing. There's no demo vehicles, there's no damaged vehicles, at least in the California area. And so they weren't able to find one for me. I need a Model Y performance for $51,000. Well, if you order it right now at the current base price point with no options, and you factor in that $7,500 tax credit, I mean, that's not a bad deal. It's like, what, $51,000? Not bad at all. Before or after the tax credit? Yeah, after the tax credit. Does anyone plan to get PPF on your Tesla? I live in California, Inland Airport. Any suggestions? Well, actually, if for PPF, I have two recommendations here. The first one is OC Tint Solutions. I get all my Teslas tinted there. You can hit up Jason. You can have Jason, the owner, and ask for the Dennis YouTube deal. They let's see, OC Tint Solutions, and I might be doing a giveaway with them very soon on the channel to maybe potentially give away some tints for SoCal area, or for anybody that wants to travel to California. But if you don't believe me on my recommendation, just go to their Yelp right here. 406 5-star reviews. Like, you literally cannot beat that at all. But hit up Jason, ask for the owner, and ask for the Dennis YouTube deal. He'll know exactly who you're talking about. That's for sure. Do you think the Tesla Model Y prices will stay under the 60K limit for CVRP? The time is the tick. That's a ticking time bomb, that's for sure. As Tesla Model Y inventory levels keep disappearing like this, Tesla will continue to increase the price. I'm surprised they didn't increase the price this past weekend, and so maybe they don't want to mess with month-end sales, or are they not planning to get this $7,500 tax credit? And if that happens, we probably will not be seeing any further price increases after anymore. Good evening, Paul. Welcome. Just got my VIN today after stopping by to see a Tesla SA. Changed the 19 to 20 inch rims. Might get the VIN. Interesting. It might tip the VIN faster. I'm not sure if it works for me. Nice. Congrats. That might be a good strategy. I mean, that seems to be a ton of Tesla Tesla Model Ys with these induction rims. You can see them all through here on waitingfortesla.com. And so maybe that is a strategy to try and bump it earlier, because maybe they just don't have any more 19-inch Gemini rims at the end of the day. Still nothing for December buyers. I'm never buying another Tesla. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I didn't think really Tesla was going to do anything about that for the $7,500 discount at the time, or price decreases. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Did you all order with 19-inch rims? Yeah, if you've got a pending estimated delivery date and you have 19-inch rims in the order queue, maybe switch to the 20-inch induction rims and see what happens. Dennis, do you think the current spy shots of the what happened? Do you think the current spy shops in the Model 3 with camouflage front and back could be decoys to keep buyers from purchasing Model 3 existing inventory instead of waiting for massively revamped Model 3? I think they're just trying to hide the new whatever that is, whatever technology it is. Yeah, I mean, because if that got leaked, if that got actually shown, then yeah, that could put a damper on selling inventory. Put out a financing loan video this week. Lovely content. Yeah, it's either gonna be this Friday or next Friday. Not sure, but there will be an updated financing one, that's for sure, because we did find a couple new ones, and so we'll definitely go through how to get the best rates on it for your Tesla financing at the end of the day. Let's see here. Dennis, you on vacay? Enjoy? No, I'm actually not on vacay, but we gotta stick to the daily streams. That's fair. Ordered my Model Y on 117, 20-inch rims, took delivery. Nice, rims make a difference. Yeah, maybe that's a strategy. I mean, maybe that's what works. Switch to 20-inch rims, see what happens. I mean, that is $2,000 more, but $2,000 more to lock in a $7,500 tax credit might make a lot of sense. Let's see here. Any advice on lowering springs for Model 3 performance? I mean, there is unplugged performance. You could check out that, but tough. Where are the used Model 3 performance deals at? I just go on Car Gurus, cars.com, Auto Trader, and just start shopping a bunch of private sellers to try and get that best deal at the end of the day. If I purchase in Model 3, would I get it before March? If it's inventory, yes, potentially, yes. But if it's a in transit or an order, maybe not. I just placed an order for a Model Y performance yesterday. What's the best I can get it? What's the best I can get it? That's tough. I mean, at this point, I would say next month. I don't think they're going to be able to get you into one this month. Do you think I can get an EV credit if I get my car on March 1st? It depends. I mean, they have not announced when they're going to release more guidelines. When I say they, I'm talking about the Treasury and the IRS, and that could be any time in March at the end of the day. Will there be a huge difference between this Model 3 and the upcoming one? I think it's going to be a refresh. And so just think of it like the previous Model S versus the current Model S. You can see they made, various differences, or they made various changes on that, and so they'll probably do something similar with the Model 3. Dennis, which Teslas do you own? So I've completed a Sexy recently, and so we've owned the Model 3, the Model Y, the Model S, and then now just recently the Model X as well. Got a text saying I got the VIN in a week or two. Curious, we'll see what happens if March with a tax credit. Nice. Okay, so they're getting close. So I mean, but getting a VIN within a week or two still could mean 2 to 3 weeks from actual delivery. So just be aware of that. When did you place your order different? When did you place your order different? Not sure. But locked in a good rate with Tower Federal thanks to you, as they can extend 30 days, which works for me. Nice, congrats. You were some of the lucky few that was able to lock in Tower's low 2.99%, so congrats on that. Tower has unfortunately raised rates since then, and so it's been a sad day, that's for sure on that. And as of date, is your buying guide update for credit union? Yes, I update it and check on it at least once a week, if not a few times, and we just checked it again, and the rates are still good for all of them. And I try and put disclaimers on which ones have like slower versus faster approval processes, and also like which ones are, where all of them are easy to join. You just got to jump through hoops and stuff like that. So definitely check out if you're interested. Patreon link down below in the description, and you can support the channel as well. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Probably, it's been a chill if you're just joining in. Tesla has ramped up production, or at least from what Troy Teslike is predicting. It seems like he's predicting 63,000 Model Y, 63 Model Ys coming out of Giga Texas this month, and that is a ton of Model Ys, that's for sure, compared to Fremont at what, 56 thousand only. So I mean that's crazy. And if these are all Model Y standard ranges, that is a good amount. That's a good amount of Model Ys at the end of the day. What are your current rates on your guide? There's the lowest one is 2.5% for 60 months. There's a 3.2% for 60 months. It goes all the way. There's a handful of them in the 4% range, which they're all better than Tesla's 5.44%. If you're confused on what Jadhav is actually talking about, there is a Patreon link down below in the description where you can support the channel. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including credit unions on that list that have interest rates as low as 2.5% to 3.2% to 4% from 60 to 80 months. And as well as there's a benefit level on the Patreon where you can actually schedule a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla, and how to get the best deal at the best possible rate. So definitely check it out in the description if you're interested. And thank you to Jadhav. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Thank you to Jadhav for mentioning it. And we just had 2 calls earlier today where people asked certain questions, and so definitely check it out if you are interested in that. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Thanks for jumping in on today's stream. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock, give or take, maybe 5 or 6 o'clock, maybe a little later. And on Friday we will probably be doing a giveaway of some sorts, as well as announcing the winners of the previous 2 giveaways around that certain time. I don't know, I have to figure out, because it's supposed to be the 28th as well when I announce the giveaway. Oh, actually no, the giveaway ends on the 28th of this month. It will be announced on my community channel page, and so if you don't know what that's, it's going to be announced on this page where we do all these polls. We're going to announce the giveaways here. PSA, I would never DM you off of YouTube or reply to your comment asking you to DM me on Telegram or anything like that. That person is a scammer. Do not interact with them, and I would never ask you to pay for shipping costs for your giveaway prize or anything like that. So definitely please do not interact with the scammers. There's no such thing as a short list or anything like that. Please do not do that. But